I think it would be remiss if we left without at least talking about CSK at least for 5 minutes and saying,
5 minutes?
Oh, whatever, 1 minute. And I wanted to ask Imran.
Why? Because Imran is sitting there, that's why.
Yeah, exactly, Ravi.
Just past the halfway stage, then here we are again on ESPN Cricinfo Runorder, and what a difference a month and a bit more can make. Here we were thinking CSK, Mumbai certainly favourites to make the top four. Maybe after week one, we said KKR are likely to make the top four. Now, after 37 games, at the time of recording, we will ask Ravi Shastri, Dan Vettori, Imran, Tahir, GS, Dustin to come up with their top four after the halfway stage. So who's going to keep that spot and who will displace who? As we look at the points table, gentlemen, Gujarat Titans are the first team, 12 points. Sunrisers, Hyderabad, Rajasthan Royals, Lucknow Super Giants and RCB all locked on 10 points. And you've got Delhi Capitals and Kolkata Knight Riders along with Punjab Kings on the fringes. Will anyone go for an unlikely CSK entry? We'll find out. Now let me ask Ravi Shastri if he had to make a top four prediction. Ravi, give me your top four. Come on.
Well, I said at the start, a new team will win it. All three are in the hunt. You got Lucknow, you got Gujarat and RCB. So take them into the playoffs, and then you can add over there Rajasthan Royals, who are playing some of their best cricket in the last 4 or 5 years. And if you want to be superstitious, you want to go with the trend, it's the year of Wani. Wani won it the first time around for Rajasthan Royals. Could this be the year, where they're playing for him and, everything's going their way. So that would make the top four. And then there, on the other hand, you would see another team that for me has made the biggest strides in the last 1 week or so is Sunrisers, Hyderabad, especially with the attack they have. With Kane now, you can see getting more into the act as a captain, announcing himself a lot more, seems a lot more confident, with the resources he has and the batting around him, that allows him to take his time and play the way he wants. So I would say those 5 teams really stand out. Dan Vettori, give me your top four.
I'm trying to remember who I picked before the tournament, but I can't. So I'm happy to go with the flow that's happening at the moment. I think from watching Lucknow look the most balanced team. I like what they're putting together. Gujarat are playing well. I think Rajasthan's probably played the best cricket so far, and I still believe that RCB can get into that top four. I'm surprised that Sunrisers are there. I'm surprised that they've won 5 games in a row. I think it is on the back of some very good tosses, but I also think it is that they're starting to understand themselves as a team, particularly that bowling unit, and they've got those 4 seamers that seem to be going so well. So maybe I'm doing them a slight disservice, but I would say at the moment, for me, it'd be Lucknow, Gujarat, Rajasthan and RCB.
Okay, Imran Tahir, let's get your top 4 and see if there are any changes to that. Amy, all yours?
It's very difficult for me to say the top 4 because I also think Delhi can win a couple of games, but I think I still go with RCB. I think I would like to see them in top 4. I think they've got a good balance in their team. So it will be Gujarat, Rajasthan, Lucknow, and I think RCB. They will qualify.
Dustin, throw spanner in the wheel as you always do.
No, actually, I think Dan already alluded to this with Sunrisers. They've won all 7 tosses, and the 5 games they've won are all bowling first. Is there anything about the team, Dan, that makes you question whether they would be able to win should they lose a toss and bat first?
I think they've got the way that they're set up with their bowling attack. I think they understand all their roles, and if they have to defend a total, then maybe that shifts some of those bowlers out of those roles. And also the fact that, when Washington Sundar comes back, it may look a little bit different as well. So I suppose I'm deferring to my pre-prediction tournament where I wasn't sure they'd win 5 games. And now that they've got there and only 7, I'm still slightly skeptical that they can continue on.
Is there someone here who's going to agree that Gujarat Titans at the top of the table is the biggest bizarre surprise given what we thought of their squad? Given that even David Miller's admitted they could have lost 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 6 and they ended up winning those games. No way that they can have this change of fortune and find themselves in trouble. GS, stranger things have happened.
I actually think that Gujarat might just lose out on net run rate. Maybe
yes, I'm with you. I'm seconding it.
Yeah, so I saw the schedule and I just feel that they may not be able to get maybe 3 or 4 wins there. So I think they might just lose out on net. And I agree with the other picks. Lucknow, Sunrisers, RCB and Rajasthan have like really excellent bowling attack along with Gujarat, but they also have the kind of batting to kind of take them all the way. So I think Gujarat will lose out from here on.
Wow. Is there anyone who wants to second that? Gujarat, table toppers, first team to 12 points.
GS has convinced me. I'm going to agree with him.
Purely on that, purely on the schedule. Anyone else who thinks the Titans have been lucky? Ravi?
They've relied a lot on Hardik.
Yes.
A lot on Hardik. I mean, and not for his bowling, more for his batting, which, I mean, if you're sitting in the Titans Gujarat team dressing room, you would be a little worried about that. So I think it's going to go between Sunrisers and Gujarat. The other three will go through.
Okay. And remember, we don't know how much of Hardik, the bowler, we will now see. Did not bowl against KKR. They've changed their balance. Dan is saying no. What are you saying no for, Dan?
I don't think you'll see him as a bowler again. I think he's just too important as a batsman and captain, and the concern about him missing games for the sake of 1 or 2 overs, and I think they've selected a team now to not worry about his bowling.
I think it would be remiss if we left without at least talking about CSK at least for 5 minutes and saying
5 minutes.
Oh, whatever, 1 minute. I wanted to ask Imran.
Because Imran is sitting there. That's why.
Yeah, exactly, Ravi.
We can talk for 10 minutes about CSK.
No, I mean, see, the fact is CSK, their big guns from last season haven't stepped up yet. Gaikwad, Jadeja, Moeen Ali. I mean, if those three guys get going, Imran, still some hope there?
Look, we've seen in IPL, things can get changed. Like Mumbai did it many times when they needed 5 in a row to win, and they did. So I'm pretty sure CSK able to do that. But I agree also with Dustin that their big players haven't stepped up yet. But you never know. The second round could be for them.
Anyway, let me just go around the room and take a top 4. Shall I? Let me start with GS. GS, give me your top 4.
Lucknow, Rajasthan, RCB, Sunrisers.
Okay, so no Gujarat Titans for GS. Dustin?
Gujarat, Lucknow, RCB and Rajasthan Royals.
All right, so no Sunrisers for Dustin. Dan?
Lucknow, RCB, Rajasthan, and a tough fourth one, but I think I've been convinced to go sort of Delhi ahead of Gujarat.
You used so many syllables there, I had no idea what you were going to say. You went Delhi. All right, fine. Amy, your turn. Top 4.
Rajasthan, RCB, Lucknow and Gujarat.
Mr. Shastri, 4 only. All yours.
I'll go with exactly what Dustin and Imran have said, that those 4, I mean, it's going to be between Gujarat and Sunrisers. But since you've asked me to pick 4.
Okay, fair enough. I shall remove 2 from the top 2 right now. I'm going to say both Lucknow and Gujarat won't make it. There'll be this crazy second half to the IPL. And that means that we'll have RCB, we'll have Rajasthan, who I'm backing. And the other 2 would be Delhi and Sunrisers. That's how I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm never right, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, big thank you to Mr. Shastri, Vettori, Tahir, Justin, and GS. This was ESPN Cricinfo Runorder. Tell us who your top 4 teams are in the comments.